Well, no one is live yet, so you send out the type form. Hmm? No, the microphone is not connected. Oh, yeah. So people did jump on your link already, but they obviously left. All right. Welcome, everyone. Okay, I'm just talking to one of the speakers now, making sure that they know what to do. Did you click the link in the email sent? Okay, well, welcome. It's nice to have you all here. So first, what I want you to do is to like and subscribe underneath the video. Please like and subscribe. It's going to help me get seen by more people. The information I'm going to be giving today is very useful, very important. And also, can you just let me know if you can hear me okay? Drop me in the comments. If you can hear me okay, just drop it in the comments. Say that the sound is okay and that the video is fine. That would be great. I'm using a new platform. Never really used this platform before. It's called StreamYard, and it's looking very clean, actually. I can see myself looking very good. So let me know that the sound is okay, that there's no lag or no like weird pause or anything. And like and subscribe, guys. Like the channel, subscribe to the channel. I only have a measly 410 subscribers, and I've been doing this for a while. But the information that we're giving is amazing, and this is useful information for you and the people around you. So please like and subscribe. And if you don't know me yet, my name is Henok Michele. Okay, so sound is good, sound is okay. Someone just asked how long the session would take, and KG did answer that. So my session would take about 45 minutes, but I do have guests that I do want to bring on, and I want to give you guys the chance to ask me questions, to ask them questions. This is a conversation. This is easy, like I've done videos on my channels that are more intense and that are more educational, but I wanted to keep this one easy. I haven't done a presentation in a while. We've got guests, we've got some interesting people from South Africa and the UK that are in the online business world. And I want you to have conversation with them. I want you to have conversations with each other as well. So this is just an easy conversation. So introducing myself, my name is Henok Michele, also known as the Independence Coach. And I'm from the UK, as you can probably tell by my accent, but I'm currently living in South Africa. Been in South Africa for the past 3.5, going to 4 years at the moment. So I've been here for quite a while. You could say that I'm South African at the moment because I've been here for so long. And I'm passionate about e-commerce. It's something that I've been doing for quite a while. I've been in e-commerce since I was 17, 18. I've been doing e-commerce, selling products online. So this is what I do. This is what I've always done. It has given me independence. It has allowed me to travel the world. It has allowed me to be the person I am today. And now I want to spread the message and spread it to other people and coach other people to also get them into e-commerce as well. So this is something that I've only started doing this year. I started doing this in January, February. That's when I really started doing this. And during lockdown, we started pushing and really pushing this message out and started coaching people. And I took a break around August, and now I'm coming back strong and coming back with courses, coming back with coaching programs. We do photography, we do a lot of things, but I'm going to be discussing more of that later on. But over to you. So the sound quality is okay, the video quality is okay, that's great. So I just wanted to find out who on the chat already has a business. If you have a business, put it in the chat. If you have an online business, just add it in the chat. Tell people what it is that you do. What is your online business? So I kind of want to get the chat going. So let's do that. Let's get the chat going. Let me just pop that up. Joining on the live chat. There is a live chat. Let's get that going. So let us know. Okay, so you have an online business. What is it that you do? I know some of you don't have an online business. That's great. But if you do have an online business at the moment, just put it in the chat just so that we can encourage each other, see what other people are doing. What is it that you're doing? What is it that you're selling? Where is it that you're based? Please add that in the chat. Let's get that going. So I know that there's people that join that don't have an online business at all and that don't have an idea of what it is that they want to do. We also have people that come in that do know what they want to do, but they haven't started yet. But if you do have an online business already, maybe you're already started, but you want to get things going, you want to grow your online business, just add it onto the chat and let's get talking. Let's get started. So please do that. And whilst we're doing that, I do want to talk about two things. So first of all, I'm not here to sell you any dreams. That's not what I'm here for. There's a lot of people online selling dreams, trying to sell network marketing, pyramid schemes. I'm not into that at all. I'm here to help you understand e-commerce and to help you build an online business that can give you a living. So this is not about becoming rich. This is not about becoming a millionaire. There's other things you can do to do that. I don't know what's out there, but for me, it's about being independent and building an income that you control and that you run. That's what it is for me. And So I'm just seeing what's happening here. So I'm just going to pop up some of the messages. So hello, Lauren. Lauren is selling beauty and wellness product. That's great. A lot of people getting into that space. I'm actually going to be showing some stats about that industry. Marketing consultant agency. Oh, you must be getting a lot of work based online in Johannesburg. Non-cool, welcome. Visual artist, painter. I love artists, meeting a lot of artists these days. So you're based in the Middle East, but you're from South Africa. Whereabouts in the Middle East are you based? That's really interesting. So are you streaming from the Middle East right now? Okay, that's really interesting. And then obviously there's some people who work still in progress, haven't launched yet. That's fine. If you're someone that hasn't launched their online business yet, don't worry, don't feel any type of way. That's completely fine. We are here for you. So so Bronwyn is in Bahrain. So welcome from Bahrain. That's great. I never had anyone come from Bahrain yet. So that's good. Okay, so going back to what I was saying before, I'm all about helping people find their uniqueness because there is a lot of clutter, especially now that, let me just take this off, especially now that we're going through this transition space where a lot of major businesses, a lot of corporate businesses are jumping in this online space, they are jumping in this e-commerce. There's a lot of clutter on social media. You go on social media, there's a lot of people advertising, a lot of people want to be seen, a lot of people want to promote themselves. And sometimes it hasn't even got nothing to do with money. People are just at home, bored, and they want to be seen, they want to be heard. And now here you are coming in with your online business and you're trying to grow something. So like I was saying before, I'm trying to be real with you. I'm trying to tell you the truth. I'm trying to tell you exactly what it is going to take in the age that we're living in today. Because remember, I'm doing it as we speak. I'm also selling products online as we speak. So I'm going to be telling you exactly what is needed and what is necessary in order for you to have a full-time independent online income. That's what we're here for. And the second thing that I want to mention is you need to understand the importance of uniqueness and having something on the market that no one else can replicate, no one else can duplicate. You want to have something on the market that's uniquely you. And that's something else that I really promote is understanding what is it that makes you different and how can you turn that into a product that's going to add value to other people. You need to understand that because again, a lot of people, they get into this whole e-commerce thing and they're just thinking, oh, okay, how can I make money? How can I start a business today and become like Jeff Bezos in the next year? But that's not really how it works. The game now in the age that we're living in today, it's more about figuring out what can I offer? What can I do with the experience that I have and the circumstances and the environment that I grew up in? What can I add on to the global market in order to add value to other people's lives? So that's basically where we're at. That's where we need to be thinking. And that's what I'm trying to translate to you today. So fantastic. We've got 65 people online. Welcome, everyone. The guest speakers are online as well. That's great. And I'm going to just start off with the presentation now. I do have a presentation. It's really, really short presentation. Like I said, this is a conversation. I want to keep this flowing. I want to talk to you guys. Keep talking in the comments. Keep telling us what it is you're doing. If you've just joined, add yourself onto the comment. What is it that you're doing? Do you have an online business? Again, if you don't have an online business, that's fine. We're here for you. We cater to people that don't even know anything about e-commerce, that are just starting out. We cater to them. We're one of the only businesses that will hold your hand from knowing absolutely nothing to having a fully fledged online business, because it's about understanding your uniqueness. So I'm just going to pull up my my presentation now. So give me 1 second whilst I do that. So this is a completely new software that I'm using. I've never used this before. So just bear with me on this. Okay. Let's put this on full screen. Okay. So that's starting from the beginning. And I will ask you if you can see this. I will ask you if you can see it and if you can't, because if you can't, then I'm going to have to make some changes. So let's share that. Okay. Okay, so just let me know that you can see the screen right now, because I can't see what you're seeing. So let me know if you can see the screen. So I just got the thumbs up there, so you can see everything. Okay. Okay, so 1 minute. Let me just go back. Okay. So as I was saying, it's all about understanding what makes you unique. And if you've watched my 5 steps to online business success, then you've probably seen this before, but I want to delve into this a little bit more. So understanding your talent, your skill, your background, your personality, and your culture. Now, these will kind of create a unique concoction. It's like a recipe. It will create a unique meal that only you can offer, because only you will have the background that you have, the personality that you have, the culture that you have, the skill that you have, and the talent that you have. And only you will then be able to form something, a product or a service that will add value to the market. So that's the first thing that you need to be thinking of. And even if you already have a business, then you need to be thinking, okay, I have a business, but how can I position myself in the market in such a way that I'm exploiting my uniqueness and I'm showing people that what I'm offering is completely different to everyone else. So this is very, very essential. And I think it's a part that a lot of us don't really think about. We do the other part, we do the market research, we try and find a product that will sell, but we don't actually think about, okay, how is this unique? And how am I differentiating myself from everyone else? By the way, if you do hear noises in the background, that's my daughter. She's just here next to me and she'll be making some funny noises in the background. So just to let you know. So it is about filling a gap in the marketplace. Again, you might have seen this chart before. You might have seen this chart in the previous video, but I'm just going to quickly go through this because I think this is really essential. So it's about finding out what is it that you're good at? What is it that you love? What is it that you can be paid for? And what is it that the world needs? And this is called the ikigai, which is a Japanese concept. Gets translated to a reason for being. And they believe that what you love, what you're good at, what the world needs, and what you can be paid for, if you can combine those four, you will find that thing that will, help you get paid, give you that excitement to wake up in the morning and do something for the world and have an impact and add value. So this is another graph that you can use in order for you to figure out what is your ikigai, what is your reason for being, and how can you put that into your business. So this applies to those of you that are just starting out, that want to start an online business, that want to start a personal brand, but also those of you that already have an online business, but maybe you want to rebrand, you want to reposition yourself. And okay, so let me just go back to why this is important. And this is an analogy that I use a lot, right? I think that whatever industry you're going into, it's like an open market, like an outdoor open market. Like imagine your industry as an open market, right? Like as an outdoors market. Like here in Cape Town, we have the neighborhoods market. Joburg has the Four Ways market and the one in Braamfontein. So you know about these open doors market. Now, there's a lot of people in your industry. There's the big players with the big stand and, all the nice flashy banners. And then there's the smaller players that's just coming in. So there's a lot of people in, trying to sell products as customers are coming into the market. Now, are you just going to go into that space as a vendor and position yourself like everyone else? Are you going to be selling the same product like everyone else? Is your banner going to look the same like everyone else? No, you're going to try and find a way of being unique. You're going to try and find a way of being completely different to the other people on this market. It's the same thing online, but the market online is so huge. It's massive. I mean, you're talking global. You're not just competing with people in your local space. You're also competing with global competitors. I mean, even here in Africa, we're competing with people in China. So there's Chinese e-commerce vendors that are coming to Africa to sell to Africans. So we're even competing with them. So you've got to find a way of adding that uniqueness to your business. And that's why this is very important. That's why this is important in your branding. It's very important in how you choose your products, in how you position yourself. It's essential. That's why I'm showing you this. And that's why I'm starting the presentation with this. So let's just keep going. And I do have some stats for you here as well that I want to just quickly go through. So I actually got this from the United Nations Conference on Trade and Development. So this is a department in the United Nations, and they've done some research into e-commerce in 2020, because obviously 2020 was a huge year for e-commerce. It was absolutely big. And they've done research, and they've actually included South Africa in the research. That's why I wanted to show you guys this. So South Africa was included in this research. It's there with Korea, Russia, Brazil, China, and Germany. And what they found is that online purchases have increased by 6 to 10%. Yay, that's great. So online purchases have increased last year. That's fantastic. We all know this. This shouldn't be news to you. That's probably why you're here. You probably noticed already, online purchases have gone up. That's fantastic. The biggest gainers, and these are the industries that you should be kind of eyeing at the moment. If you should be looking at your uniqueness and seeing, how can I apply myself into these industries that are growing? If you want to make money, which is what a lot of us want to do right now, is we should be going into industries that are growing, that are flourishing. So some of the biggest gainers are IT, electronics, do it yourself because everyone's at home, pharmaceuticals. I'm kind of going to push that aside. Education. Do you have something that you can educate people with? Furniture, household, cosmetics. I know someone said they're into cosmetics, so that's great right now. So these are the biggest gainers. And I will be showing you guys a graph on how much these industries have actually gained. And this is what really shocked me, guys. This is the part that kind of hit me. And I was already aware of it, but to see the United Nations say this in a research and not say this part, but find this out through research, is that South Africa was the least prepared country when it came to equipping themselves to selling products online, which means that a lot of businesses in South Africa are not ready to go online. They're not ready for this change. They're not ready for this boom, which means two things. It means that there's an opportunity for you to come in there and get into these spaces that businesses weren't prepared for. There's that. But it also means that we're lacking behind, guys. Like in South Africa, we're lacking behind. And I was saying this to my partner yesterday. I've been preaching this since 2017. I've been talking about e-commerce for a long time, but I really hope that it's starting to click with people now, because it's getting too late. The boat is leaving. The boat is really leaving. And South Africa was the least prepared country when it comes to being equipped to sell products online. This is all research that you can find online. Just type it into your Google now. It's there. You will find this, that South Africa was the least prepared and China was the most prepared. I mean, how are they the most prepared? I don't know. But anyways, in the post-COVID-19 world, the unparalleled growth of e-commerce will disrupt national and international retail framework. So we know this already. So I hope this is kind of like waking you up to what is going on. South Africa is behind. It's an opportunity, but it should also make you more aware of where have we been? Like, what have we been doing? Have we just been partying and listening to Amapiano whilst people in other countries are jumping online and taking advantage of the e-commerce race that's going on right now? What have we been doing? And I hope that you being part of this presentation is not just going to be, okay, I'm going to watch this presentation, I'm going to watch this guy speak, and then that's it. I'm going to go, get on Netflix and act like nothing happened. I hope you do take actions from this. Even if you don't end up working with us, I hope you take actions of this, because I don't want to be seeing South Africa being so behind. We're behind everyone else. That shouldn't be happening. But anyways, let's keep going. So here are some of the industries that are growing right now. And I don't like how the screen is so small. Let me see if I can make this a little bit bigger. I'm gonna make this bigger because I see that it is very small. So let me just increase this. Okay, let me just increase this for you guys. Okay, right. Okay, so this should be a lot bigger. Okay, so I'm just gonna zoom into this. So consider these industries. If you, okay, so that is it's all good. Okay, so if you're new and you're just getting into this and you're like, okay, what is it I'm supposed to be doing? These are some of the industries that are really growing. Or maybe you're already in business and you kind of want to see where you're at. Again, this is from this research. Since the outbreak of COVID-19, this is what's been happening. This is the percentage of growth of active online shoppers in every 2 months. So this is the growth rate of these industries last year. So since the outbreak of COVID-19, and as you can see, it's happening. So cosmetics, personal care, great. Digital entertainment, agro, food and beverages. People have been buying food and beverages from before anyway. So it's like, there hasn't really been that big of an increase. But remember, this is international. So when we're looking at South Africa, probably a lot more. Fashion and accessories. Fashion accessories, to me, there is an opportunity there, I think, because a lot of big retail companies are closing down. So fashion accessories is still good. But at the same time, you also got to be thinking, how much are people really spending nowadays? Spending is probably reduced because no one's really going out. So really think about that. Well, if you're going into fashion, you should be thinking about that a lot. Pharmaceutical, everybody knows about that. Oh, one that I really want to highlight is media and books. I want to highlight education, because education is something anyone can do. Whatever industry you're in, even if you're already running a business, you can start selling a digital course alongside what it is that you're doing. So if you're selling furniture, why not sell a course on furniture as well, just to kind of teach people more about it and make money from that as well. And media and education has been growing. So as you can see here, education has been growing by 8%, media and books has been growing by 4%. So digital items where you don't actually physically have to create something, you can sell something digital and make money from it too. So courses, education, books, they've been doing really well at the moment as well. And then gardening, do it yourself has been increasing by 9% every single month. So that's fantastic. So if you're in that space, that's great. So yeah, I just hope that this kind of gives you more of an idea. Again, you can watch this presentation after it's done and kind of come back and see, okay, what is it that I want to go into if you're still figuring things out. Obviously, travel and tourism, we all know what's been happening with that as well. Another thing, you've got to think outside the box. Okay, so you've got these industries, you've got your uniqueness, but still there has to be an element of thinking outside the box and being different. And honestly, I'm here, I'm in this space, right? And I'm seeing a lot of people that are just coming in trying to do what everyone else is doing and expecting different results. And like I said before, this is 2021. Okay, the transition is happening. Corporate businesses are jumping online. If you're not going to be thinking outside the box, if you're not going to be looking at the latest technologies and trying to incorporate that in your marketing, trying to incorporate that in the way that you interact with your customers, doing photo shoots, being interactive on social media. If you're not going to be thinking about all of these things with your business, you're not going to succeed. This is not like starting an e-commerce business in 2015, 2014. This is completely different. Now everyone is doing it. Everyone is jumping online. People are losing jobs. You got really intelligent people that were CEOs at these big companies that are losing jobs and are also getting into this space. So you've got to think outside the box. You've got to start looking around you and thinking, how can I be different? Okay, what's happening? Okay, what's going on in this virtual reality world with AI and big data? Start studying, start looking at these things. Okay, quickly going to go into the chat. Let's see. I've been thinking about going into education. Yeah, again, everyone should be going into that. Like, absolutely everyone should be thinking about education right now. No matter what it is that you're selling, just have like an educational part to your business, just where you teach people what it is that you're doing. I mean, it's a no-brainer. Even if it's just as part of your content plan, releasing content online, having a YouTube page where you're doing what I'm doing, we should all be doing this. I mean, 15, 16-year-olds today are going on YouTube and teaching people how to do ballet, how to dance, how to go to the gym. They understand it. They understand that the future is in building a community around your knowledge. Okay, so that's really, really important. I am going to quickly go back to the presentation again because I want to introduce my first guest as he has to leave soon. So let me quickly go back to the presentation. There's so many things I want to say, but I don't want to get lost in the source here. So let me just quickly go back to the presentation now. Share my screen again. Okay, so as I was saying, thinking outside the box. So some things to note. I want to give you ideas. I don't just want to tell you to think outside the box and then you're there like, okay, so what can I do? So within your industry, you should be thinking about these 4 things. This is what I found. Offline e-commerce. So as much as you're doing things online, you should also be actively trying to sell products offline. 1 second, let me see. Because I know you can't see me. I want you to see me as well. Give me 1 moment. Okay, guys, this software is still quite new to me. Okay, guys, I'm trying to like juggle the two, but it's happening. It's happening. Thanks for being patient with me. Okay, I'm gonna share this now. Okay. It's just freezing. Is it freezing on that side as well? Okay. My browser is freezing at the moment, so I'm not sure if. Okay, give me 1 second. Okay. I'm just gonna load up the studio again. Give me 1 second, guys. Okay, am I still live? Okay, I'm still live. So my browser is just completely freezing up. I'm gonna go back and restart the studio as this is completely new to me. I'm still kind of getting to know this this software. So I'm gonna restart the stream. Can all the speakers just get back into it? I'm gonna restart the stream in a second. So give me a few minutes to get back in, and then we can get going again. Okay, I'm back. I'm just going to wait for some of the guests to come back in. Let's go back to the presentation. And I was just going to start speaking about some of the things that you can implement into your e-commerce business. So I'm going to get back to that. And hopefully my guests will also come back in because my stream did go funny as this happens. So when you're live, these kind of things will happen quite a lot. So I'm going to share my screen again and get back to it. Okay. Hopefully it doesn't freeze this time when I share it. It doesn't seem to be freezing. Okay, cool. We're good. So some things to note. So I was just going to talk about some of the things that you can do if you want to think out the box. I just want to inspire you here. I just want to make you think of some of the things you can do. I hope you can still hear me. I hope the vision is clear on your side. The audio is clear. Let me know if there's any issues on the comments so that I know what's happening because I don't want to just be speaking and then nobody can actually hear me or anything. So some things to note, offline e-commerce, as much as I talk about doing things online, make sure that you have something going on offline as well. So things like pop-up shops are really, really good things that you can do. Make sure that you're connecting with people. So try and find that mixture between the offline and the online. Perhaps if everyone is running online at the moment, we should also be running to the offline side as well and trying to connect with people. So make sure that there's a connection between the two. Premium product. So with premium product, whatever it is that you're selling, don't just look for the cheapest option. Don't just look to get that product from China. Why not get it done locally? Why not do it at a premium rate? And there's been research done with this. And if they found that consumers are actually looking for premium products a lot more now, people are actually looking for luxury a lot more than they were in the past. So premium is in. Premium is the new thing. So don't just try and look to beat the price. I want to be cheaper than everyone else. Also try and find a way of actually adding that premium aspect to what it is that you're offering, that luxury aspect. People are prepared to pay a lot more for premium. So that's something to remember as well when you're creating your product. Sustainable secondhand market. The secondhand market is growing, especially when it comes to fashion, but even when it comes to things like your furniture, your DIY. Secondhand market is growing. There's not that stigma on it anymore, especially because who's judging you when you're just sitting at home anyway? So think about going into that industry as well and adding that to your industry and customization. So you wanna do, okay, how can I put this? You wanna make the person feel like, your customer, you wanna make your customer feel like you're thinking about that person. You're not thinking about the audience as a whole. And one mistake that we do, especially when we're starting out in business, is we're trying to think of everyone instead of thinking of the person that we're dealing with and trying to give them that product that they need, trying to customize something specifically for them. And that does help. I mean, when I go to a business and I feel honored and I feel like the person is giving me something that's going to work for me, that's specific to me, I feel respected and I feel like I'm appreciated. So also adding that to your business really helps. And software also really helps with that. Like there's a lot of software that you can use to figure out what your customer wants and how to give them that specific thing that they need. So personalized customization is also really important in that. And also, this is where I wanted to actually bring in my guest. I wanted to talk about some of the freelancing opportunities that are available. Because even if you are starting an e-commerce business, you're going to need money. And one question that I get a lot is, okay, so I want to start this business, but I don't have money to start the business. And then what I usually say to people is get into freelancing, because there's a lot of other e-commerce businesses out there that need people with skills in graphic design, video design, social media, writing, to do work for them. So it's a great way to earn money for your business, but it's also just a great way to earn money in general. So if you're broke and you want to start making some money, why not learn some skills and apply it to other businesses? So apart from starting a business from scratch and doing something unique and everything that I've just said, this is the complete reverse. If you just want to go online and make money, I mean, start freelancing. It's a great opportunity. So I wanted to bring on a freelancer that's actually one of the guests, and he's here right now. So I'm going to add him onto the screen and we can hear what he also has to say about freelancing and the money that you can make from that. So guys, if you just want to, start making money and you're thinking, hey, I want to earn some money. I don't really want to think about my uniqueness and, creating a product and all of these things, then this is for you. So I'm just going to bring on Mr. Tafadzwa, and yeah, there we go. So let me just turn it up and see.
You guys hear me?
Yes, we can hear you. So Tafadzwa is a freelance graphic designer from Midrand. And actually, I'm going to let him introduce himself. He's one of the best designers that I've worked with, and I've given him a lot of work. So as I'm growing, I'm like throwing work at this guy, and I'm also recommending people to this guy. And he's just a good example of what is possible in the freelance industry. And he operates in South Africa. So that says a lot. He's in South Africa. He's making money in South Africa. I don't know if he's going to start a business. I think he has got a business already that he's already doing with his t-shirts or whatever, but I'm going to let him speak. So Tafadzwa, please introduce yourself and tell us what it is that you do.
Cool. First of all, thank you so much for the opportunity. So yeah, I am a graphic designer and illustrator, fully based in Midrand. I think I started this graphic design journey not so long ago. I think a couple of years back, when I obviously studied to be a graphic designer. But I think the biggest thing for me was always to, I guess, not stick to the norms and want to do graphic design just as a job, but I kind of wanted to break into doing graphic design as a career that would take me to different heights. So what I currently do right now is I've got a 9-to-5 job, but then on the side, I've got my own company, which is a fully graphic design agency or digital marketing, called Native. And with that, the plan was always to help out startups and help family, help friends to just develop their brands. Because I think with most people in Africa, the biggest issue is when they see branding, they think of branding as just, let me just add a logo. Whereas, when you take it to countries like America and the UK, branding becomes more than just a logo. It's more about selling a product that people want to generally have. Like, for example, if you look at Apple, the branding is fancy. It doesn't say they sell iPhones, for example. But what they've done properly is they've gone so far and beyond into developing their brand to get to a point where it's desirable. People want to have an iPhone. So I think that's what I do right now. So I mostly do work for MTV base.
You are freezing up a little bit there.
With that just being everything you see on TV. Can you hear me still?
Yeah, I can hear you. You was freezing up a little bit, but we can hear everything that you're saying quite clearly. It's just that the image is freezing. So maybe just check on your internet on your side. But yeah, as he was saying, so he's a graphic designer and he believes in graphic design. Graphic design is really important. And just to add on to that as well, so if you are starting an online business and you wanna stand out in the crowd, you're gonna need great graphics. You're gonna need to convey your message accordingly through your graphics. And he's one of the people that I use to do that. And also, you said that you have a 9 to 5 and that you're balancing your 9 to 5 with freelancing. How have you find that? How's the money? Like, how have you find like the extra money that you're making from freelancing? Because I can guess a lot of people are in the chat thinking, yo, I also want to make some extra money. How can I do that? What has the financial side been like for you?
I think the financial side is good, but I think it just depends on obviously what you do. Because for me, obviously just graphic design itself is a big market. I mean, graphic design can go into video, it can go into photography, it can go into. So what I've tried to do with Native, I've really tried to push myself into not wanting to do just graphic design, but pushing the boundaries, doing merch, so designing cool graphics for t-shirts. And I've had a business with that. I've sold out multiple t-shirts doing that. And I also still do the logos. I still do the graphic design for TV as well. I still do work for corporates. So I still do on the side. I still do work for banks. I still do work for other bigger companies, your Absolutes, your Costolites. So I think really on the financial side, it's really good, but sometimes just needs a bit of you pushing beyond just graphic design, because there's nothing I think that is better than having a physical product that people can feel and wear. So if you can go tap into that market where it's you do graphic design, but you do video, you do photography, you do merchandise, you do tracksuits, you do whatever you can do, just so that you don't have to just do graphic design on a digital front, but you can also do it in a physical front where something you can actually sell a product to people will be really beneficial. But other than that, I think it's definitely a very lucrative business. I don't think I've really had any issues with finances ever since I've started doing it like that.
It's a lucrative business. I think that's the part that a lot of people would want to hear about. So if you're looking for capital, like for your business, like don't just go running to your bank, because a lot of people like they run to the bank and they want to get investment. You can actually pick up a skill, like a graphic design is something that you can pick up, video editing, social media marketing, pick up a skill and offer it to businesses and make money from that, and use that to also generate funds for your business, or even just if it's just for you to make money right now. I think this is a great way of doing it. And this is something that I do. Like, new money is my business. It's something I'm passionate about, but I'm still doing things on the side in order to fund new money. I've got some questions here. So someone asked, what then is branding? Let me just pull it up. What then is branding? Having noted it's more than identity, what is branding to you? So if you had to like explain branding to someone that's never really done branding, or that's been thinking about it but they're confused about what it means, what is branding? So it's more than identity. What is branding?
Okay, cool. So when you talk about identity, you're talking more about the visual aspect of it, whereas branding goes into also not just the logo that you see. It goes into also the strategy, the unique selling point, the USP. How are you going to try sell something without you pushing a hard sell? Like, for example, I'm going to use this as a generic example. If you see an Apple logo, you don't immediately think of just the iPhones. You think of the brand itself. You think of the cleanliness of the brand, how clean it looks, how premium it looks. So that's their unique selling point. Their unique selling point is that very simplistic but then yet elegant look. So that's branding, where not only are you just selling a product, but you're trying to put into people's minds something more than just what they see. It's all about the strategy. What are they selling you? Because Apple is not the best. They don't sell the best phone in the world, but then what they do sell very well is the elegant and premium feel. So I think that's branding, where it just goes beyond what you see. It's all about the strategy that goes beyond the logo. How are we going to sell it? How are we going to push it? How are we going to make people want this product? And with Apple, they do that through their advertising. Like when you look at their ads, they're not pushing a hard sell. It's like, hey, buy this phone. It's more, they want you to feel like, I really want this product. So I think that's branding as a whole. It's trying to sell something, but then without just pushing it to the point where it's in people's faces. It's more about strategies that go into utilizing the logo for good and basically increasing sales in that way. So
yeah, and I've got one more question for you here before I let you go. And I have other entrepreneurs. I have all types of entrepreneurs on today, but I thought this would be a really good place to start for those that want to make quick money. So Nonku said, I once saw something that said, don't design for the client, design for the customer. What's your take on this? Where do you find the salience between client and customer? So if you were to create a logo for someone, or if you were to do the branding for someone, are you doing the branding for the client, or are you doing the branding for the audience that's going to be seeing the branding? What's your response to that? What kind of perspective should we be looking at when we're doing our branding?
I think when it comes to that, there needs to be a good balance between the two. Because then at the end of the day, I service the client more than I service the customer. Because, for example, if I'm designing a logo for an IT company, I might not have the right knowledge that the customer who approached me, or sorry, the client that approached me has in that field of expertise. So whatever they design or whatever they task me to design, I need to consider also the customer, how the customer is going to see it. So typically what I do is I usually ask the customer what they want, or the client, sorry, I'm confusing the two. I usually ask the customer, the client, sorry, my bad. I usually ask the client what they want. So what logo they want, what do they do, what is the company about, what do they sell? And then from that, I can usually develop what I think how the customer will view it. Because then obviously with graphic design, basically what graphic design is trying to sell something, but then selling it in such a way where it's unique. You're not just selling it, but you're selling it uniquely. That's why, I mean, people do ads to try to sell the product in a unique way that people want it. So I think with client and customer, I always try to get what the client wants, but then where I can, I try advise the client on, I think people will like this more, because obviously with graphic design, I've also studied how to sell to a mass market, to how to sell to everyone. So I kind of am in between. I try balance the two. So give 50% what the client wants, but then also the other 50% is me recommending ways that I think will help push the product more. If it's an IT company, I'll advise, I think, yeah, this logo that you want does work, but then how about we do it this way? Because typically when you make a logo like this, people visually see it better, or people visually think about it like this or like that. So it's just like a balance between the two.
Okay.
This is the way to go,
okay.
basically. Yeah.
Okay. Thank you. I will be letting you go because I know you've got things to do. But thank you for that. And I will let him just put his details on the chat as well. So if you are looking for a graphic designer for your work, then you can obviously reach out to him as well. So he's going to be adding his details in the chat right now. So thank you very much for that, Tafadzwa. You can just add it onto the chat. And just before I get on to the next guest, because I've got another entrepreneur that I also want to bring on board as well, who's from South Africa, that I want to bring on board. I just want to let you know that if you are interested in working with us, you can join our Facebook group. Our Facebook group is actually in the description. You can just go into the description, click on there, join our Facebook group. I will be adding it on to the chat as well. So we do quite a lot of things, guys. We're mainly into coaching. So our main thing is education and teaching people about, but we also help you with like photo shoots and video shoots. I'm quickly going to add on some of the things that we do here. So photo shoot, video shoot, social media. I know a lot of you want to get into social media, but you're not really too sure how to go about it. We do have that as well. If you want to connect with local influencers, we can do that. Global advertising strategy, masterclass videos. So there's a lot of things that we can do for you. So anything that's to do with e-commerce, we can offer. For me, I wanted to kind of be like a one-stop shop for e-commerce. So anything that you need, you can find it with New Money. So anything, whether it's, you know, I don't know what it is that I want to do online. Can you help me? I can help you with that. Whether it's like, I don't know how I'm going to brand myself. Can you help me with that? I can help you with that. So anything that you kind of need, we do offer. So just join our Facebook group below. A lot of you have already joined our Facebook group, but the link is below. Click on the link, join our Facebook group, and then someone will be in touch with you. And then we'll start building a conversation around what it is that you need. So I want to also bring on the next guest into the show. He's just gone off now. He's just left. So maybe instead of bringing on the South African guest, I can bring on the UK guest who's also here just waiting. And then I can bring on the South African guest later. So this is actually one of the guys that I started with. So we started out in this whole e-commerce journey together a long, long time ago. Yeah, he's gone on to achieve a lot of amazing things. He's an MBA. He's working on his PhD. He runs an immigration firm in the UK. He's got plenty of e-commerce businesses that he runs. He's just putting his, as you can see, his businesses right there. And yeah, this is one of the guys that we began with. Like, we were in the trenches together. We were starting out on this journey together, and I'm actually so happy to have this guy here because, yeah, like this he's seen me from nothing. He's seen me come from like absolutely nothing to building an empire. So
Am I
yeah,
allowed to
so
tell the first
glad
ever
to-
story? Can I tell a story of
You can tell a story.
I can tell a few stories about this gentleman here, Mr. Jack Brown. It's lovely to meet you all. A majority from the continent of Africa, but also from South Africa, which I've visited to see Jack, and it's been a beautiful visit. Jack and myself. Again, my name is Rahil Ghazni. I think you described me as a serial entrepreneur on the thing. I'm just a regular human being that works very, very hard, and I think Jack is the same. We're regular human beings, but we have a ridiculous work ethic, a very, very good work ethic. And actually, I can, after listening to today, I can tell 100% that everyone in this stream has a ridiculous, horrendous, amazing, incredible, but also scary work ethic. I can tell that everyone here is very hardworking people. So the first time I met Jack, actually, to give you an example of where we were to I guess what we're doing.
Yeah, by
in
the
our
way,
life journey.
I need to stop you there because you said Jack. So Jack is like his
Henok.
nickname in the UK. So Enoch, Jack, you say it's the same thing. So when he says Jack, he's referring to me, by the way.
Sorry,
also,
yeah, Henok.
I see some people join on the Facebook group. Make sure you come back to the live stream after you join the Facebook group. Anyone that's interested in working or getting coached or getting more information, we have a free Facebook group. Join it in the description. It's also in the chat, and then come back to the stream. You need to come back. Make sure you come back here because we've got a lot more going on. So yeah. Now you can resume. So you're gonna tell a story.
Only a very small story, because I actually do have a lot to say in terms of, but I want to start from the very beginning. The overall, how did myself and Henok meet? What did we do together? What led us to what we're doing? But also how this can help you. That's the main thing, because first we must understand you before we can be understood. We must first understand the other. So me and Jack, the first memory I really have is me and Jack in my mum's van, driving Jack home, and then me and Jack scrounging a couple of pennies and pounds to get some food, chicken. We were trying to get some chicken. We didn't have enough money in our pockets, so we tried to like scrounge. My mum gave me some money. I had a bit. Jack had a bit, and we went and we got a very small box of chips and chicken, which was dinner, and went home. And then that kind of for the next 5, 6 years, then Jack left to go to South Africa. Henok left, and I stayed in the United Kingdom. And I to give you a bit of background about myself, again, I'll just explain what I did. My first business was a failure. My second business was a failure. My third business was also a failure. My fourth business made a bit of money, but we had too many steps until it got to where it needed to be, and that was a failure. My fifth business was good, but it didn't generate the money that we wanted, so that was classed as a failure. And my sixth business was a success. I set up immigration advisors in the community of where I live in Nottingham City of the United Kingdom, where we helped foreign nationals come to the UK and help them with immigration advice to get settled. Then my seventh business was a success, which is a training company that trains people who are foreign nationals how to stay in the UK and get, their driving license, B1 English, training, things like that. My seventh business teaches doctors and nurses how to read and write English. Again, foreign nationals coming to the United Kingdom. My eighth business is the driving theory school and taxi driving school. So we teach people how to drive a car and how to get their taxi badge so they can become part. And then my ninth business is coming, but we're just going to carry on as we go. And then 10th business and 11th business is there. But what I'm trying to explain with all of that is we never gave up. Even when the failure came, we never gave up, because we understood that we could have, but we shouldn't give up. That's not part of what being an entrepreneur is about. It's about, to the very last breath you have in your lungs, when you are surrounded by your family, you still don't give up. If you want to be an entrepreneur and you want to retire early, you want to make a lot of money and you want to do this, that's nice. But what me and Jack and Henok want to do is we want to make a lot of income to give it back to charity. And we want to work and help people, because we understand the golden rule, the universal rule, which is you will be paid according to the value you bring to society. Napoleon Hill. That's a universal rule. There are universal rules that you can follow. And this is, again, the overview, the universal rules of life you can follow, which you'll find in any holy book, the Quran, the Bible, any holy book. Universal rule: be good to thy neighbor, be looking after people. These are things that you can do. And if you align yourself with the universal rules, it's fine. You'll generate whatever income you want. The second secret that you want to know in terms of how to get the things that you want is you do ask the universe for the things that you want. So, for example, if you wake up in the morning and you think to yourself, I haven't got enough money. I don't know where my next meal is. I don't know what's going to happen. The first thing, and this is going to save you a lot of time, put your hands up like this, as if you want something. Just get your hands and do this like you want something, and say, God, I am grateful for the money I've got. I'm grateful for the life that I have. I am grateful for what I have. Then you start to feel like a thing.
And that's really important, because I feel like a lot of business gurus teach people to go after what they want instead of teaching them to be grateful for what they already have, because the universe rewards those that are grateful. That's like it's like a universal rule. So be more grateful for what you already have.
We're really showing you a trick.
It is. It's a trick.
It's a trick. It's a trick. Trust me.
I like the fact that you're tapping into the whole impact, because that's another thing I wanted to speak about: impact versus income. Because a lot of, obviously, my company is called New Money. A lot of people on this call are here to make money, but there's also an aspect of what is it that you're offering to the world? How are you giving? How are you having an impact on other people? So it's really great that you're speaking on that. I just got a question in the chat as well about Katlef. Says, how can we market ourselves internationally? Can you just tap into?
What a beautiful question. Who asked that question? Well, who asked that question? How can we miss Katlego? Okay, Katlego, I'm gonna tell you something right now. After COVID-19, industry has been smashed, and that's the best time for you to get involved in industry. Your question is how, perceptions manifest reality. Absolutely. Self-fulfilling prophecy. Absolutely. Alignment with universal goals. Now, how can you market yourself to the world? Right. I cannot tell you how you can market yourself without sitting and spending an hour to understand you. And when I understand you, then I'll know who you are, and then I can tell you what the world needs. That's the thing. You need to understand everybody is unique. Everyone is an individual. We are all different. And that's beautiful. The diversity of we're all beautiful. So I cannot understand until you tell me who you are. And when I know who you are, I can tell you how you can market. But I'll give you some examples. There are two things I noticed today. I'm selling yoni steaming herbs. I also make small beaded earrings based in Cape Town. Excellent. Fantastic. Okay. How can you market yourself?
You don't have to read out every comment, bro. Like, it's fine.
I think these comments are wonderful. I'm starting to read. So marketing yourself internationally.
Answer a question. She wants to know how to market herself internationally. Help her out.
Okay. Excellent. So here's how you do it. YouTube is a fantastic way for you to market yourself, but also it depends on your market segmentation. Who are the people that want to buy your product? For example, in my organization, Facebook doesn't do very well for our organization, because when we're marketing on Facebook, these are social people. They're not looking to purchase something. But I only know this after spending a lot of money in advertising and understanding the data. If you want to market yourself for the products you have, you can do it through YouTube. You can do it through creating content, but specifically through YouTube. And then you want to get a website that has a form on your website that says, do you want to talk, and free assessment or free communication. They can fill out that form and you can give them a call back. If you want international clients, you first have to look into the area that you're going into. So looking at the competition now, Henok says you market your own uniqueness. Yes, that is correct. But also, before you know what is unique, you must first understand what the competitors are doing. This is called your competitor analysis. It's what they teach us in our MBA. It's what they teach us at university. They teach us this in our doctorates. And it's something that actually the West has excelled in over the East. Oh, we can use constructs of West and East, but the people in England, for example, are much, much, much better at being forensic and surgical before they start putting work in. With what I'm noticing with people where my family's from, which is Pakistan, and where people are from in different parts of the world, we haven't reached that level of education of forensicness where we start doing competitor analysis. We look at what's going on. We outline a problem. We outline what you can do to solve that problem. Then you start making your product to solve that. But when you've done all of that before, it makes it easy. So I'll start it again. You first look at the problem. The problem is that you want to sell yourself internationally. Okay, cool. Now you look at the competitor analysis, and basically what you're doing is you're looking at what everyone else does. So you're not reinventing the wheel. I'm going to look at all the other people in my industry. I'm going to start writing down what they do well and what they don't do well, and it's going to inspire me. Now you've got all that information of your competitor analysis. You're then going to synthesize it into not a solution, but you're going to be at the stage where you can now start to fill the gaps. Fill in the gaps. Now that's what you want to do. So how is your service unique to fill that gap? It doesn't have to be unique, but in my personal opinion, you don't want to get involved in marketplaces where it's competitive. There's no need for that. Now, that's the next thing I wanted to discuss to you. What are some examples of businesses you can get into that are not competitive? And that's, I think, the best thing I can give to you guys today is to just tell you loads of business ideas. Let me explain some business ideas. Tourism has completely been decimated. People don't want to go out. You could make a listings website of all of the restaurants, all of the different tourism places in your country or in your local area. Create a database and put it on a website and market that to foreign people and say, hey, come here. I've got a list of all the different restaurants here. You can pay to come to these restaurants. And then when you come to these restaurants, I'll take a percentage off the top. And you can charge the restaurants and the hotels extra money to get their ranking to the top of the listings. That's how Alibaba was formed, on that basis of a listings website. Elon Musk made his millions off yellow pages, digitizing them. That's one thing. Listings website. Attract foreign nationals to your country. Now they don't want to travel to public places because of COVID-19. So instead, they want to travel to secluded places. The continent of Africa is full of seclusion. So you can do that. Adventure goers will go there. Another business idea, education. Education has worked extremely well in the United Kingdom. You could sell education programs on how to read and write English. And sell
That's
it.
actually a really good model, actually, because the whole teaching English industry has just blown up. So even for South Africans that are looking to make extra money, teaching English is a great way of making money at the moment. Also, by the way, if any of you are struggling with what it is that you're trying to do, or you know, like you wanna rebrand or remarket yourself, remember, I'm here for you. You can always have a chat with me. I'm doing free consultations. Make sure you join the Facebook group, and I will be here to help. But I'm just gonna let Rahul finish what we wants to say. I do have another guest coming on soon, who's from South Africa as well, and who also has a lot of information. So I'm gonna let him finish off now.
That gives me on to my next point. Make sure that you listen to Henok, because I listened to Henok. When we were younger, I listened to Henok because Henok always generated more income than me. When we were kids, I remember that. And I used to say, Henok, how are you generating so much income? What's going on? He was extremely successful when we were younger, and he's extremely successful now because he does things well. He really focuses. He's forensic. He's surgical. He pays attention to detail. Let me give you guys another business idea, because I think that's the best thing I can do for you in a short time. Let me just throw some ideas at you. Education field. What about Bible classes? You guys in continent of Africa are super on the Bible and Quran, the Bible. Israel sells Bible classes, and they make millions and millions and millions from Bible classes, because who they're selling them to is old ladies that want to know more about the Bible. Yes, yeah, 100%. Yeah, tourism industry. My doctorate is on tourism in Pakistan, so I'm writing a doctorate on it. If you ever guys want to learn about how I'm going through my doctorate and whatnot, I'm setting up a YouTube channel called Dr. Ghazni. You can ask Henok for the link to it if you want to subscribe. It's all free. There's nothing to charge. We just want to give advice. And my doctorate is on the tourism of destination image in Pakistan. Pakistan has been named the #1 tourist destination in 2020. And we are looking to go to the continent of Africa to sell tourist packages to Pakistan. And of course, Chinese tourism packages to Africa are very, very important, because China is becoming a middle-class country. You can sell tourism. Tourism's easy. Just talk to them. Like, look, hey, go around the back corner and look, there's a beautiful tree. It's an African tree. Hey, they'll pay hundreds of pounds for that, because that's your natural resources. What else is natural resources? Let me talk to you about the Bible studies in Israel. They're selling it. But they make twice. They're making millions and millions of pounds from Bible study, but they're making twice as much from programming, because we're going into a digital age, another fourth industrial revolution of digitization. So they're selling twice as much money on programming courses. Israel is so small, but they export programming courses like hacking tools and things, and they sell it to companies. Like, if you're a programmer, start going into military grade security. That's my advice to you. And because you're going to be able to sell these securities to businesses that want to protect their data.
Okay, I'm gonna cut you there, because I don't want it to get on for too long, and I want to bring on the next guest. Just so
there is one thing actually I did want to tell you before I go. This is probably the biggest thing that you can do. This is the last business idea: financial technology, such as e-wallets. If you guys want to make a lot of money really quickly, get an e-wallet. There's something called M-Pesa in the continent of Africa. I think it's in the southeast. But M-Pesa is taking over. We're going to get rid of paper money. When you have an e-wallet system that everyone can jump onto, like WeChat, WhatsApp's going to get an e-wallet system. You could end up getting financed by big millions and millions of pounds into your company through angel investors. If you get an e-wallet now, the continent of Africa should have enough e-wallets up and down the country because of all the different cultures that you have. That's my last bit of advice. Financial tech, education. These are the two industries Silicon Valley said that would be growing, because there's no regulation. That's the last. There's no regulation in these. Well, for e-wallets there will be, but for education there's no regulation. You can do what you want. That was the last thing I want to say.
Okay, thank you very much. I wanted to quickly just answer a few questions as well, because people did ask questions during your presentation. So I'll just quickly go through some of these. So this one is really interesting. How does visualization and meditation tie into being an entrepreneur and being in the e-commerce space? I think it definitely ties into it, because everything starts inside your brain. When you build, when an architect makes a building, it all starts in here, and then it becomes a reality. So the power of the brain is really, really important. And I'm actually reading a book on it now that I'm going to get. It's called The Holographic Universe, which explains how the universe itself is just an imagination from your brain. So if you alter how you think, you can also alter what happens out there. So I think
I agree
it
completely.
ties into that as an entrepreneur, definitely ties into an e-commerce space. A lot of the things that I teach, I always start from there. I always start with how you think. I'm always trying to make people think more positive, because you'll never get this business running online if you're not thinking positive.
It's a long race. Like, it's such a long race. Like, we just talked to you guys about. Did you see how many businesses failed before? It's a long race. And if I could go back more, well, all throughout that time, we were visualizing and meditating. Me and Jack have been strong meditators, visualizers. If you want to take advantage of that, every day in the morning, get up and take 20 minutes to sit in your bed and positively visualize. Make a mind palace. Make characters that positively support you. You want to be like Jay-Z? Yeah, get Jay-Z in your head and tell him to do good things. You want to be like Elon Musk? Yeah, get Elon Musk in your head and tell him to, he's telling you to do stuff. The more you bridge this gap between yourself right now and the self you want to be, you got to mentally bridge that gap, guys. Every day, mentally bridge that gap until you wake up and say, I am who I wanted to be last year, and I will be another person the year after. You'll reinvent ourselves.
Okay. Quickly, a few other questions. Sorry, I do want to get through people's questions because this is what we're here for. We're here for the people. So Sbonga said he's a musician and an artist, and a music artist and a professional barber. How would you recommend I grow myself as an enterprise and as a brand? I'm going to let you answer that. And then there's another question here as well from Bronwyn, who's actually in Bahrain. That's the one from Bahrain. So she's also got a question there. So if you can answer that one, then we can answer Bronwyn's question, and then we're good, I think.
What's the gentleman's name? Sabonga Ressa. Can you cut my hair? I'm in lockdown. You need to cut my hair, bro. I can't get a haircut. You need to sort it out for me, man. Right. Okay. Here's the pathway you're gonna take, and this is gonna be 100% guarantee. Gonna make you a superstar. I'm telling you now, because I've used it myself and I'm using it myself. You get a really good production team that shoots music videos. Okay. You get a really good team of people that make a website, like a damn good website and a damn good production video. You start spending your money, pay these people, get some money and pay them to make you videos on YouTube, music videos. And on Facebook, you link back into your website about your music videos and but you go for a style, yeah? And you start making. Now this is the last part, and this is going to make you an absolute self-reliant barber. You take this production team and you get them to make videos about you cutting hair in a tutorial fashion, how to. YouTube always pushes how-to videos to the top of the stack. So if you have a how to make this style, make a whole bunch of them, send them to your website with a contact form for a newsletter, get like a list of maybe, I reckon you can get 1,000 to 10,000. When you get to the 10,000 mark, you release a product on how to cut hair for $1 or maybe $10 or maybe $20, a package. And they pay you per month to upload new websites. You have a 10,000 people list. You've got production videos getting you new inquiries every day, and you've got a product that's $10 to $20, $30,000. You will not have to stand and cut hair anymore. You will stand in front of a camera and cut hair and sell the video to other people who want to cut hair. So now your one-time cutting hair has been recorded, and you can sell it up and down the UK and across the world.
Yeah, so I guess what you're saying here is build up your platform and then use your platform to sell any products and sell digital products as well. Because music is a great way of building up a platform. It's a great way of being seen. And this goes to anyone in this call as well, in this webinar. It's about building up your own community and your own platform. So whatever it is that you're doing, you've got to get attention. You've got to get people to come to you. So music is great for that. I use a lot of fashion photography for my work. So find a way to get attention and then convert that into sales. That's a really, really great advice.
Just says repeat the idea for financial tech. Make an e-wallet.
Before we actually get to her question, I just want to get to this one as well. So she wants to sell paintings online. They're quite expensive due to the cost of supplies, hence people hardly buy any. How do I cater for this loss? So allow me to just quickly answer this one. So what I would really advise you to do is, again, the same thing that Rahul said to the barber. It's if you're really good at creating art, use it as a form of garnering attention to your brand and of getting traffic to what it is that you're doing. Instead of looking at art as just something that you can sell to the people and make money from. Nowadays, we've got access to social media and we can broadcast ourselves to the world. So if you're really great at art, it's easy to get attention. Like I've seen people on Instagram, posting daily, posting new art daily, or every week they're posting a new art. They're showing people how they create the art, and they're getting attention to their page, and then they convert that into an actual sell and into a product. Rahul wants to add on to that.
Henok is a genius. Did you all hear what he just said? Can you guys repeat what he just said? Were you listening? He's a genius. What he said was make a YouTube video of you making your art. Right? Why? Because people love stop motion videos of you making your art. Then put the art underneath as a sell, so that people that love to see how your art's been done and the expensiveness of the art, the showcasing of the art, the stop motion of your art, at the below, you just put a little link says, if you want to buy the art, it's here. But you'll get hundreds and hundreds of thousands of views of the stop motion of your art. So you actually painting it. There you go.
Okay,
Yeah,
I'm
good
getting
advice.
I'm getting a lot of questions. So I think I'm gonna end it there. With the financial tech guys, we're going to be talking about that a lot more in the future. So I will be bringing Rahul back to talk more about that financial tech. It's something that I'm into. Financial tech is growing. Like, there's a lot of big companies in South Africa and other African countries, Nigeria and Kenya, that are getting massive investment in the financial tech industry. Starting things like banking apps, like you said, e-wallets, cryptocurrency, anything financial right now.
2 hours. Henok, we could talk about this for 2 hours, and we could outline the entire process by which you can get funding, you can create an e-wallet, you can mass produce it, and why is it justified for you to do that now, and why angel investors will grab your wrist to take it away.
And someone did ask about angel investors as well, so that's something we can go into. Do you just want to finalize? Because I think a lot of people like what you said. You just want to finalize what you said, and someone just asked you, please tell the people what that list is. I think you named the list, but can you just finalize, give people a general overview? Keep it short, and then I'm gonna get Jorge on. I think he was.
Sorry for keeping you waiting, dude.
So if you could just finalize that, and then we're gonna move on. But thank you very much.
No, thank you guys for listening. I don't get to spend a lot of time talking unless I'm talking to my customers and whatnot. So I'm really grateful for you guys to take your Sunday and listen. Look, I'll be really, really straight with you all. You don't have to be intelligent to be a success, but you have to have discipline. You may feel like it's not working, but you got to get through the things you don't like to get to the things you do like. So rely on your discipline. Hit 6:30 in the morning, pray Fajr, get your day started, go to sleep at 10 because you ain't doing nothing at night. Then get up in the morning and do it all again. And if you do that for 5-6 months, you'll see a big change. The list is Silicon Valley spoke about I think it was 3 things. Yeah, I remember what the third thing is. 3 things that you can do that are industries that they are wanting to get into. The first is education. Why? It's unregulated, and education is not a physical thing. You're basically don't have a product. Like, for example, if you're doing art, you have a product that you got to sell. You got to pay them for that product. Education is not a product. It is a product, but it's like a form, right? The second thing is financial gain. Alibaba's Jack Ma went into hiding because his company got blocked by the Chinese government for $270 billion investment for his fintech company. Fintech is short for financial tech company, which would revolutionize China's financial industry. But they could not do it because there's too much corruption in China, and a lot of old people were going to lose their money if the revolution had occurred. But Africa is full of young people. And you can bypass corruption in your governments by doing financial tech. Get the money in the hands of the grassroots people. This is real stuff we're talking about. The third is the motor industry. Electric cars are moving forward, but I don't know if there's an infrastructure in Africa, in the continent of Africa, to be able to produce motor cars. And if there is, you can do it, you should do it. And you should make cost-effective cars. Then you should push your government to make an infrastructure of your roads, because your roads have been like that for years, and it's stopping inter-Africa trade. That's the last thing I'm going to say. Your road system needs to have inter-Africa trade, because you've got things that are stopping on the border. There's too much to talk about. There's way too much to talk about. There's
Oh,
way
there's a lot. I was muted. There's a lot of opportunities. But
so
yeah,
much to
well,
talk
thank you
about.
very much. I am going to be bringing in Jorgelo now because he's our
Thank you
last
for
guest,
waiting.
and I want. But you gave a lot of information. I will be bringing you back because I think a lot of people want to ask you more things.
I'm gonna stay and listen. I want to hear what these guys say. They've got wonderful questions. We'd love to give wonderful.
Yeah, get into the live chat if you still want to speak to Rahel. Get into the live chat, and then I'm going to be bringing in Jorgelo now from Joburg. So thank you very very much.
Wassalamu alaikum. Take care.
Okay, my brother.
Hello there.
What's good? So Jorgelo, I don't know how I'm going to introduce you. I always think it's better for the person to introduce themselves because you're probably going to be doing a better introduction than me. But Jorgelo is an amazing entrepreneur. He's inspiring. He's one of the people that I look at when I want to feel like I need, I need that push, when I want to feel motivated, because he's always going for it. He's always on the field, and he's selling a very unique product, which is going to introduce very, very shortly. And Jorgelo from Joburg. And I see a lot of questions here regarding hosting companies, and 2 questions I've seen here with hosting companies. Don't worry, you can talk to me privately. I can help you with hosting. So anything in regards to hosting, marketing, and things like that, we can help you. We can talk about that privately. But right now, I want to give the floor to Jorgelo. So please introduce yourself and tell people what it is that you're doing.
Well, thank you, Hanok. Thank you so much for having me. I'm just going to be real quick because my network is quite bad due to the weather. So my name is Jorgelo, and I'm born and raised in Joburg. I'm an entrepreneur. I started my own dairy blend juice a month ago. But prior to that, we had our own dairy company where we supplied yogurts and ice creams. We currently just launched our new brand or a new product called the Dairy Blend, or the Mogat Dairy Blend. And that's what we're currently pushing at this point in time. So that's me in a nutshell. But what more do you need to know from me, brother?
Okay, so let's just start out with your journey, how you started, because obviously a lot of people will relate to you because you're from Joburg. And just tell people your journey, like how did this all begin? You used to work in corporate, so tell people what it is. How is it that you started selling yogurt out of all things?
Yeah, so obviously, like everybody in the country, got hit by COVID, and I used to work in a corporate company. Nice salary, comfortable salary, I must say. And COVID happened, and then I lost my job, and everything just happened so quickly. Next thing, my wife was pregnant, and obviously I needed to support the child. So I was just sitting and thinking, what can I do? Because we've been submitting these CVs and nothing was just coming about. So I started to think, okay, fine, let me sell something. So we started selling yogurts. And then as I was selling the yogurts, I fell in love with making yogurts. So I was like, okay, how can I grow myself from this point in time and make this into a brand? So I started, working with people in the industry of the yogurts. So we have a partnership with the guys in Benoni. We started marketing or branding the yogurts for Mogat. In fact, the name Mogat is named after my son. So my son's name is Mohau. So I was like, okay, Mohau, Mogat, no brainer. So let's just name the company Mogat. So we sold yogurts and rebranded it. The company was doing well at that point, but we realized later, like, there's only so much you can do with yogurt. Summer came in, so we started branding, venturing into ice cream. So it came Mogat Creamy Bar. That also ran its course. It's still running. And like, okay, what more can we do? Because now, the energy is there. We're trying to get our names out there. We're trying to get the brand out there, the Mogat brand out there. So that's when we came through with the Dairy Blend, which is our new baby, which is doing phenomenally well. Currently based in Thokoza. So that's what we're doing at this point in time. So just to give you an idea, as our strategy, we are selling it in the township called Thokoza, because that's where we are at. And we try to saturate that place before we go nationwide, The strategy behind that is because we want to meet, the demand and supply. So you don't want to you don't want to go national, but yet financially you cannot support nationally. So best to start working with what you have, you know, financially wise, and how much you can supply. So at this point in time, I can only be able to supply Togoza, but gradually as we grow, we can supply the whole of Joburg. Next thing is Joburg, the whole of Gauteng. Then, you know, you go nationwide. So, you know, we should never take things in a rush. Take it step by step. It's also a learning curve. There's so many mistakes that we've done. We've always had to go back to the drawing board, but you know, the spirit of not giving up and knowing why you started this thing is very, very important. You know, like literally last week we got three. They turned us down 3 times from 3 different clients. And yeah, there were points where we just want to say, like, guys, why are we doing this? But, you know, just going back to the drawing board and remembering why you started this thing and why it's so important for us to keep going is the reason why we're still pushing, man. The company's, you know, it's only with the juice side of things. We only started a month ago, but we're already in 3 major retailers. So we're in Pick and Pay, but Pick and Pay within Togoza. We're in ShopRite within Togoza. So, you know, we're taking it step by step. And as soon as, you know, we are in a good financial state, we should be nationwide, which is not far from happening.
Okay, so you only started out this year and you're already in Pick and Pay. You're already you know, pushing in all these retail stores. Like, your work ethic must be insane. Tell us a little bit more about like your daily routine. Like, how do you get all of this done? Because within 1 year, you've managed to do so much. You've managed to get into a very tough industry. So yeah, please give us a bit more on your on your mindset. Like, what is it that you do? Do you just wake up at 5 a.m. and work? Because every time I call you, you're working. So I'd love to know a bit more about that. Oh, okay. I don't know if he just cut off. Let me just get into. I don't know if he just cut off, but yeah, really, like the one thing that really inspires me about Jokelo is the fact that he pushes, man. This guy he's on the street. So as I said earlier, you don't just want to be online and selling online. You also want to be doing things offline and kind of merging the two. And we've been talking about strategies of merging his street marketing, because he's got a street team in his local area that pushes his products for him on the street, and also merging that with his Facebook presence, because he also has a really big online presence, and kind of putting the two together. And honestly, he's an inspiration. So from what I know about his story, he only left his job like at the start of this year, and no, the year didn't even finish and he was already getting into the shelves on Pick and Pay. He has a unique product. I mean, how many Black people in South Africa do you know that are selling yogurt products? I mean, I don't know any. He's the first one, and he's going against the grain. He's entering a very tough industry, but he's doing fantastically well. And remember, guys, this whole black people buying from Black people, Black business support Black business, it's real, guys. Black people are supporting Black people. So if you're coming out, don't be afraid to come out as a Black business and promote yourself as that, because we're in a space now where, as Black people, we're seeing the importance of supporting each other as a Black businesses. So don't be afraid to do that. That can all be part of your brand. So whilst we're waiting on him to come back, I just wanted to touch on building your tribe, building your community, build a community around your business. Like what I'm doing now, I'm trying to build a community around new money. I don't just want it to be new money by itself. I actually want to have a whole community around it, what it is that we're doing. And every single one of you that's starting a business, try and build a community around what it is that you're doing. People that are interested, even if it's people that don't buy from you, because I'm not expecting every single person that's watched this video to end up becoming a customer, but I just appreciate the fact that you're here and that we're helping each other, and having that community, having a group of people that come around your business, that support your business, that go on your YouTube videos and comment, that like your Facebook page, that like your Instagram page. It really helps building that Instagram presence, that Facebook presence that attracts customers. You don't want to look like a business that's lonely, that's just by itself. You want to have activity around your business. So make sure that you do that. That's the age that we're living in. So Jokelo is back. I'm going to give the the floor back to him now. Let me just add him onto the stream again. Hey, it's all yours, bro.
Sorry.
Yeah, we were just in the middle of a question. And I know there's a few questions that are coming in as well. So maybe we can get to that. What do you think?
Okay. So what was the question? Sorry, brother.
So there's a few questions coming up. So how does one go about getting the products in the supermarket? And I'm guessing this is specific to South Africa. So how does one do that? Because even me, I was wondering, how did you do that, bro? So maybe that could be one. Yeah.
So first of all, we need to acknowledge that you can't do everything by yourself. When I started off, I thought I would do it by myself. So luckily enough, I had a guy who was starting his own marketing company who approached me, and he was also a startup. So we're both startups, and we decided to collaborate. You know what I mean? So he would use my brand, you know, to build his brand. And the deal with getting in the supermarket is literally going into the shop, right, and speaking to the manager and tell them their dream. Because here's the thing, right? So we tell, our strategy was simple. We say, listen, we're trying to create employment here. Here's a brand that I think is magnificent, and because we are competing with the guys that rhyme with Onika, Tropica, right? So we really want to take that market share, and if you can give us an opportunity, it's literally just humbling yourself and just going there and just telling them your story. And you know, they'll tell you, okay, because you're still a new product, how about you just bring 2 bottles of your juice? And that's how it starts. And then you build, and you always supply on time, and you follow up on them. You know, you call them, is the juice moving? You do your activations, your promotions to show them that you are a serious business. You know, you get your branding out there, you get your flyers there, and to show that you are a serious company. So that's how it started. And right now with Pick and Pay, like I said, it's only in Toronto at this point in time. But as we move along into other cities or other townships as well, we'll grow gradually and get our name out there as soon as everything starts running.
Okay, yeah, and someone else just asked the same question as well. How does one go about getting into these giant retailers? So what did you do? Did you just email? Did you email this, or did they come to you, or
no?
Like, did you find contacts, or what happened?
Physical contact. So you call them, you go into the shop, literally, you're going to meet the managers. They're going to give you a tough time, but eventually they'll give you the contact of the head offices. So for instance, right now we're in the process of working with Spar. So we are due to do a presentation at their head offices to show them the product. So we are just waiting for their date. So it's literally just going to the store. I know those managers that are also like arrogant and stuff, but you know, like I said, you put that past that, and you demand to speak to the owner. And also it depends on how you put your story, obviously. And yeah, you set a date, and that's what you do, and you hope that, you know, your product hits home. Yeah, so that's what you do a physical interaction more than anything. Emails don't work for me because they'll get back two months later. Even if you do emails, you have to push on it daily, so you have to continuously bother them to a point where they get your attention.
Yo, bro, I'm not good at that. I'm not good at the bothering people. I'm just like, look, if they don't see the value in my business, I am not down for it. So yeah. You're much better at me than at that, because obviously that's how you got to where.
So I mean, it's in essence, it's just that, you know, you.
Oh damn, he just left again. Let me allow him to come back. Give me 1 second. Yo, he's saying some good stuff, guys. Like, just hold on for him, because he's gonna go again, and he's probably gonna come back. And I know that there's some really dope questions that are on the way, guys. But just give him some time to fix, because you know how it is here in South Africa. We got internet issues, man. Like we're you know, it's not, the internet here is just a mess, bro. But he's gonna come back. But yeah, I see some really good questions here. I will get him to come back to talk about documentations, regulations. How does one get about getting the product retail stores? Because that's important. A lot of you are creating products that are getting into these retail stores. So I think this is really important. And then Sabonga also asked about his marketing strategy. So I'm gonna again talk about that. So he is an online, offline type of person. So he does do things offline, and do things online as well. So that's kind of what I like about him. He's not just a person that's on Instagram and Facebook posting all the time. He's also actively doing things offline. And same thing with us. When I'm not posting, I'm doing, and I think I've put that on the group not long ago. When I'm not posting on social media, I'm on the streets. I'm connecting with people. I'm meeting new people. I'm in Joburg. I'm going around. So yeah, I'm actually I'm pushing. Okay, so someone just asked me about corporate partnership, or I don't know what it is you're trying to say there. I personally, I don't have any corporate sponsorship. I don't have any partnerships. Everything that I do is self-funded. I think what I was trying to show people is that you can make a business in Africa without having any sort of support from any banks, any corporate businesses whatsoever. So I'm kind of going down the route of doing things myself. Now, I'm not saying that everyone should do this. I do promote working with corporates. I promote, working with big industries. But for myself, I know that a lot of people can't. So I want to show people that you can do it by yourself as well. So that's kind of my angle and my take on it. But I respect those that do. Will this be saved somewhere? So a few people have asked that, and someone asked for the recording as well. This is going to be on YouTube. So don't worry. This is all on YouTube. This is being recorded live and it's going to be on YouTube. Anyways, let me get him back because he's back again. Yeah. So you've got questions for days here.
Yeah, sure.
Someone was asking, let me just go back up okay, let's just talk about this. So McMinn was asking, how did you strategically scale your brand? Understanding it's the next step after consistent delivery. And then someone else asked, what is your marketing strategy? So if you could just kind of answer the marketing side of things, that would be great.
Yeah. So my marketing strategy is simple, right? Because again, we're not really reinventing the wheel here. There is a dairy blend in the markets already. So how do I find it unique? How do I identify myself and position myself as a unique brand? So I'm just going to be blunt. I use the race card, right? At this point in time, it's a Black-owned company, right? Yeah. It is a Black young entrepreneurs product, and it's there for the Black market. So we're not going there to the beach or whatever brand strategy that the competitor is using. We are strictly using Ekasi brand, the hood brand, the Black brand. And that's what I'm passionately or proudly pushing. And whoever's going to join in and hop into that brand, be it of another race, it's also fine. But at this point in time, the core market that we are looking for, or a strategy, is the person in the township, and also giving them the same quality, or if anything, better quality, but in a more affordable price. I know when you guys were talking right now to say, people are not so much looking at a cheaper version of it. But at this current juncture, as the finances are standing, people are looking for alternative solutions in a more affordable way. You know what I mean? So that's what my strategy is hood and affordable.
Yeah, and I think that's important when you're doing a business in South Africa. You've gotta find a way of catering to the core market, and the core market is the hood. Like it's the location, it's the people, and I find that a lot of people in the location don't know how to actually market to their own people. We don't know how to market to each other. You're in the hood, you don't know how to market to other people in the hood. Obviously, people don't trust you, or people might think that you're selling yogurt. Why should I buy yogurt from you? How did you overcome those barriers? How did you find that magic on, marketing your product to the people in your own hood? Like that must have not been easy. I'd love to learn how you kind of got to that point. Because marketing to Black people, tell you that is hard.
That is very tough. South Africans are very loyal people, especially to their brand. So to convince them otherwise, to say, listen, there's an alternative, that's a challenge in itself. But again, it just boils down to, having that consistency of pushing. In fact, with my marketing team, we're actually having an argument the other day. So one of these retailers turned us down. And look, I'm okay with you turning me down, but once you start having some negative or some backlash on my brand, I take it personally, and I kind of snapped, which I shouldn't have. because he literally looked at my juice and was like, but this is a Hong Kong juice. I'm like, it's one thing to say it's Hong Kong, and it's also another to say, listen, we don't need this brand at this point in time, which I can totally take. So one thing he advised me in hindsight is to say, take that with grace, right? Humble yourself. Just know that one rejection doesn't mean that your entire brand is wrong. Just go to somebody else who will appreciate your brand. So never take a rejection as a huge failure, or even when somebody throws bash at your brand, don't take it too personally. I know people say in business, never take it personally, which I tend to disagree with, because we put our blood, sweat, and tears in this thing. So there has to be some level of connection and some personality associated to it. But nonetheless, what I'm saying is don't take it to heart. So whatever you do, it's educating the people about the product. So you have to educate them and re-educate them and show them the importance of why they're supporting the brand. What's the main reason behind the brand? How did the brand come about? You know what I mean? So yeah, so that's it. And our people are very loyal. So even today, I can give you an example. People still call toothpaste Colgate, whereas they're using another brand, but they still call it Colgate, because that's how passionate they are about a brand or a name, or loyal to a brand. So it takes time, but you need to have the patience.
Okay. Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you very much. Thank you for answering that. One more question that I have here.
Also, one more thing. I know when people heard about going into a retailer, I always advise people, like, retailers actually should be the last thing or the last place that you should go. Well, as far as my strategy is concerned, because the pressure is still under you in essence. So you can put your brand in all these big retail stores, but if people don't know your brand, they're not going to buy it. And what the retailers do, they give you like a 30 days period to say, if this thing is not off the shelf in 30 days, we're giving it back to you. So the groundwork is still important. You still need to push. So don't be comfortable, in fact, to say, it's already in the retailers, then I must sit back. You still have to do the groundwork. You still need to push every day. You need to be in the streets on a daily basis to make sure that people know your brand. So whenever they walk into a retailer, they'll know, they go straight to your product, as opposed to, just leaving it there and people don't come in, and then next thing your company is a failure. It's nice. You'll train, people will love you, like, oh, he's in Pick and Pay. But if people are not buying, it's just a waste of time.
And you only get one shot in it. Yeah, you only get one shot. Like after that one shot, you're done. So make sure that it's the one. And this one here. So 2 questions. Are there any documentation needed for you to become a supplier of your own product, such a big market? I'm guessing there is. And also, are there any regulation considering that people will consume the product? So more about the regulatory sides and the documentation sides. This is more technical. I think we can answer that as well.
Yeah, so obviously in the retailers, you need to be registered, you need to be compliant and everything. So when they come through, they accept your product, you need to make sure that you meet their standards. How do you make the juice? Do you follow health and safety standards, SAP documentation? So all of that is required. I mean, they don't want to put the risk of putting a product they don't know, or that's not safe. So you need all that documentation. And what's the other question?
I think the other one was, let me just see. There was, are there any documentation needed? And yeah, like, did you have to like produce something in order for them to accept you or something like that?
No, not really. Not really. The branding itself just sold us, our presentation just sold us. All they wanted, obviously, was just to make sure that we're compliant as far as health and safety. They wanted to see our facility where we produce the juice, to make sure that, obviously, the standards, they are equipped. And that's that. Yeah.
Okay. Well, yeah. Well, that's it. I think if there's any more questions, please pop in now, so that Mr. Jorgelo can answer them. And in the meantime, yeah. So there's a lot of people here that absolutely love what it is that you're doing. Yeah, me too. I think that what you're doing is great, and I think that more South Africans need to be going into these industries that are traditionally owned by European and American brands. Because even when you said toothpaste, you know, we're all out here using Colgate. Colgate is not the most effective toothpaste on the market anyways, and it's owned by an American company, but it's probably the best-selling toothpaste in South Africa. Why can't someone come out with a natural toothpaste that's way better than Colgate and Sensodyne and all these things? Why can't someone do that? Instead, everyone wants to get into the same industries. Everyone wants to do the same things. No offense to people that are, but there are other industries that we need to be taking over. And I'm just happy to see you doing it. And I hope that more people will end up doing the same. So if there are no more questions, I will let Jorge go. You can obviously add your details to the chat, because I think some people do want to talk to you privately as well. So yeah, I'm not seeing any more questions come in. So yeah, that's it. So thank you very, very much.
Thank you so much, brother, and keep up the good work. Yeah.
Always, sure, bro.
Sure.
So that's it. And just to kind of finish that off, I want to see if I've covered everything. We will be starting our coaching program next month, so middle of next month, and I will be in Joburg because I'm in Cape Town now, but I'm coming back to Joburg. I'll also be going to Durban. I'm trying to make a visit there because, you know, I know there's people coming in from all over South Africa. But yeah, I need to be visiting more of these places. So let me just add some of the details in the chat. So Morgan, you just added his link, so you can check out his website and have a look at that. And then the designer also put his details as well. If you wanna work and with a designer, you can also give me a message, contact me, because I do work with him directly. So when we speak, I can connect you with the designer. Like I said, there's a few things that we are doing. So we do designs, which I'll do with Taffy, as I said, photo shoots, video shoots. We connect you with influencers. So if you're looking at working with influencers in South Africa, we can do that. We can connect you. We're an accountability partner. We're gonna make sure that you get to where you really need to be getting to. We're there for that. Advertising strategies, private coaching. So there's a lot of things that we're doing. So just join the Facebook group below before you leave. Make sure that you're joining the Facebook group, and then we can talk and make things happen. And yeah, so I know a few questions came in, but I think that's it. We're nearly approaching 2 hours now, so I need to be ending this and getting my dinner, getting my supper in. We'll be talking privately on Facebook or on our WhatsApp. We're going to carry on speaking on there. But thank you for coming. This was a fantastic conference. It was great speaking with you guys, and more to come. Hope to see you again soon. Peace.